to take you back to the summer of 2004. In the summer of 2004, the U.S. women's 4x100 meter relay team was a favored gold medalist at the Olympics Games in Athens, Greece. In fact, that team featured Marion Jones, who was already a multi-gold medalist from the previous games in Sydney, Australia. The night before the race, the U.S. team had the fastest qualifying time on that track. Everyone knew they were the favorites. The morning of the race, the air was thick with anticipation. Every eye in that audience was focused clearly on that U.S. team. Every eye on that U.S. team was focused clearly on one thing, and that was the gold medal. They lined up at the starting blocks. The guns went off, and they bolted into action. Instantly, that U.S. team had a lead. The crowd roared. They knew this was in the bag. Now, the second leg of the race, second leg was Marion Jones. Marion Jones, as she awaited her turn, she got up from those starting blocks. She began to run, getting up to full speed, reached her hand back, ready for that baton. As soon as she felt that baton, she grabbed it. She went into power gear. She was now off and gone. The crowd stood to their feet and they roared. They knew this was a done deal. Third leg of the race was Lauren Williams. Lauren was a strong young runner. And as Marion approached Lauren also got up from her starting blocks, began to run, and as she did, she reached back her hand, ready for that handoff. Marion thrust the baton forward, but there was no connection. They kept running, and Marion thrust it forward a second time and a third time. But it's like Lauren couldn't quite get her hands grasped around that baton. They knew they had to complete this task. Marion thrust it forward a fourth time, and finally Lauren, feeling that baton, grabbed it. Off she went with that goal in mind. That gold medal was in her sight. And the rest of the story? The rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say, is history. For as some of you well know, by the time they finally made that connection, they were well outside of the 20-meter exchange zone, instantly disqualifying them. Instant disqualification. All those years spent in practice, all those hours of grueling work to come down to a split second, and they were instantly disqualified. I'll bet you have some people back at work where, like the first leg of that race, you instantly make a connection with people. It's easy, right? Some people you work with very easily. And then others, I'll bet you see them in your face, their face in your head. Those others, you've tried to do everything you can do to connect with them, and it's just not happening.